asked myself, what would it be like to let go of representational form and just paint freely? To not look for approval from anyone, not even from myself. To put all of my attention on the activity and just create. I wanted zero hindrance and 100% pure expression. I held my breath for an instant and began free falling into the present moment. Black came up first. It is often a color we fear, but I had come to know it as the breaker of concepts, the risk taker, and even the one that leads to salvation. I gave myself permission to fully feel what was there for me. There was just a raw sensation in the body, a pulse, a stirring, and a strong pull. Something wanted to be acknowledged and seen. The brush painted a long, loose, wavy line right in the middle of the paper. There, I dared. Nothing more to lose. No turning back now. The mark announced itself as the silhouette of a body with not two, but three flailing arms, one up, one down, and one held a heart up in flames. Suddenly, the image of holes with a black dot in the center pushed into my painting and filled inside the silhouette. Were they nuclei? Eyeballs? Body cells? I didn't know, but there couldn't be enough of them. My stories started coming up. The longing, the seeking, the searching for something to grasp. All felt as though they wanted to be burned in what seemed like black flames. How unfamiliar and formless it all felt. Then everything inside the silhouette started melting into a red expanse. But the more I sank in, the more I felt lulled by a quiet stillness of a deep blue river. My awareness lingered in the velvety water for a while until the flow was slightly interrupted by a spherical form. Was it dense, hollow, a rock, an egg? A potential announcing itself. There were fine black branches and twigs touching the gentle, steady stream. They let me know that though quiet, the river was very much alive. The further down I sank, the more I felt alive. Organic blue shoots sprang out from the bottom all the way up the painting. Wild black growth appeared everywhere. It left no place in the painting untouched. Suddenly, the solidity of the body started breaking all around. The top of the head on the figure now called for attention, and the brush filled the hair-like wavy forms with blue, the same blue as the river below. Was I up above or down the river below? Those polarities dropped away, and I found myself sinking into a timeless place that pointed at the crown of my head. I felt I was transported into another dimension where I sensed a web of multiplicity of my being. Suddenly, it was as though the force of gravity pulled my attention. Something underneath the painting called on me, and once I added more painting, everything that had melted drooped downwards into more black flames. The feeling was exquisite. No need for outlines, no need for stories to define me, no need to know, to search, to seek. Once again, there couldn't be enough of them. It felt so liberating, and I could paint with the black for hours on end. Light blue filled inside the black flames. They had now gained yet another meaning, it seemed. Were those heaven's tears? In the center of one of the tears, an initially undefined fetus appeared in the painting, surrounded by blue sky. Surprisingly, this new life did not want to be defined. Suddenly, a black blob pushed inside. My heart sank at the sight of this intrusion. What's going to happen here? The blob grew bigger and touched the fetus. I felt my heart squeeze. In the center of the blob, a thin aperture of sky remained open, letting me know that's where the light gets in. But it wasn't time yet. The tear-like form around the fetus grew thicker, more vibrant, and gained presence. No wonder the fetus didn't want to be precise yet. It needed a safer, more nourishing womb in which to grow. And at that moment, the black branches and twigs from above started moving downward to hold, cup, envelop, and support it like a nest would. At every point where the twigs touched the fetus's body, a drop of love was gently transmitted to it. The experience was exquisitely tactile. Soon, attachment set in, and I wanted to protect the painting. My attention diverted to the fetus like petals in the sequence of a flower. White dots layered over the blue petals, revealing bits of night sky. Then a thick black anchoring tree streaming with energy showed up at the base of the painting just under the fetus and stretched out its long, thick branches like arms that hugged the entire width of the painting. And when the womb and surrounding areas were just the right kind of ripeness, it was time. Carefully, lovingly, the tiny brush contacted every untouched corner of the fetus's body and gave it facial features and fingers. White light began to penetrate and burst out of the black blob, bringing life to the baby's body. There was a feeling of warmth and safety, like being cradled in the very womb of Mother Earth. There was a quality of sacred, and a feeling of transcendence filled me. This journey touched every fiber of my being and still lives in me today.